Good morning. Well, good evening it is here. It's got to be morning somewhere. But this is Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes only. We start out with the cryptocurrencies. This is a 6-month look at the Bitcoin, and it hit a peak over here, and it has been struggling to move any higher since then. Been in a trading range, and this may be a bigger barometer for the market. This may have to go down some before it goes up again. Right at the moment, I have a hard time believing it's going to get to the $150,000 year-end targets that they have on it, but the markets can change very quickly. So let us go over to our word of the day. Word of the day is humectant, retaining or preserving moisture, a substance, especially a skin lotion, or a food additive used to reduce the loss of moisture. I needed to buy a new daily humectant for my dry skin. There we go. And here is where we left off on Friday. A lot of things moved up. Got a bounce in financial. Video was up. Some of the techs were up. Energy was mostly down. So that is a story. Could prove that you may have wanted to move your money into an account like this when September rolls around. September is usually the worst month, also October, where Black Monday has appeared more than once. So this account goes up in value, up in value. When the market goes down, it does not go down in value. Beats index investing by about 5% per year. And don't let your 401k turn into a 201k, which has happened before 2008. Now, we may try to look at historical presence. It's starting to look in some cases like December of 2007. So just be careful out there. So let us go over to our PowerPoint presentation. Pull this up here. We're going to have some price targets. First, we start off with the Dow Jones. Dow Jones Industrial Average. We had a gap up here and kind of got a spinning top. This looks like a hanging man. May not pull down immediately. And this looks kind of like a spinning top. We're kind of high above the moving average. So that's a negative. Got this gap to fill, which is a negative. Another negative. Volume is declining. It's another negative, and it looks like this is getting ready to turn. The CCI index has already started to turn with a hook on it. So there's a number of things. We think this is going to come down here, and the target is 452. Pretty close where this 399.60 is looking at us. So that is it for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Here we got the small caps. IWM. What do we got going here? Got the moving average over the caps. So what was over here support has turned to resistance. Volume is receding. This is the stochastics is still going up. We got a hook on the CCI. Possibility, it looks like there is a tiny gap between this bottom. We kind of moved in a direction where I didn't want to go, but we're just going to keep going. We're going to keep going with it. This is Dow theory. Volume is a forgotten leading indicator. Trading volume generally increases if the price moves in the direction of the primary trend and decreases if it moves against it. Low volume suggests weakness in the trend. We've talked about wedging. See, the volume is going down here and the price is going up. This is a danger sign. This is wedging. So once again, like the IWM and the Dow Jones, we have a gap here. Not quite a hanging man here, but we do have a spinning top here. Volume is receding. So I think this is going to come down. We did leave the small caps, but I'm going to put in what our target is. 206.47 is our target for the small capitalization. And our target for the NASDAQ is 461.69, slightly above here. So we think this is going to fill this gap here. So we move on to the S&P 500, very similar to the NASDAQ since it shares a number of companies that are in both indexes. This is a hanging man here, continues to go up even though we do have a hanging man. Volume is receding. As you can see, low volume again here. This is a wedging kind of pattern. So I think this is going to pull back to 543.88. Right about in this area where it fills the gap. Starting to get a hook on the stochastics, and we definitely got a hook on the CCI. Move on to the VIX. The VIX, I don't think this is the VIX that I wanted to look at. I'm going to pause here.